Hey, welcome back to Across the Pond. As always, this. Alright, search for match. At least we're almost there already. Please, internet, hold up this time. Come on. Internet work, please, please, internet work. Let's see here. Yeah, there you are. Come on. I have a hard time looking for a match here. Jeez. Is nobody playing right now? Are we just not getting a lot of players? Come on. At least, I mean, I know my internet connection is holding up better. At least this time. So what's, come on, Gabe. Come on. Oh, alright, well. Talk about taking it. I know, right? Also, hi, Horton. I can't hear your voice yet, but still very good to see you, even just in the chat. But yeah, seriously, come on, game. At least my internet isn't immediately crapping out the way it was before. At least it seems like it's the game's fault and not mine this time. Well, at least my internet company. Hey, there we go. Okay. Let's see.
Time to finish what we started.
Can you hear me?
Ready for action.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe that doesn't come up until.
A bloody end awaits the fiends who cross my path.
Maybe does the match have to start for the audio chat to kick in, or is it? Someone not
is out there. Something that forced its way into our world.
Have I not clicked as ready yet? Or is someone else not clicked as ready yet? Because 4 out of 5. Oh, it's the whoever's playing as the demon. But no, Horton, you can't hear me, can you? Oh, okay. Of course. And then the match didn't even go through. Alright, let's try again. You couldn't hear me in the game? Odd, okay. I'm gonna back out real quick and just look at the... Oh, wait, you know what? Actually, I think we ran into this issue before, and it was that being in my PlayStation chat, I think, was actually affecting the... Yeah, Lee. Okay. Yeah. All right. I think I've got it working now. We just have to get into another match to see. I can't wait till the Discord chat is a thing, because then we won't even have to use the in-game chat, and we can talk on the loading screens. You know?
Name's Ash. Housework.
Can you hear me this time?
Yes.
There we go. Okay, awesome. Oh, hey, Michael, what's up, dude? Got some free time? Yeah, well, Michael, hey, if you pick up Evil Dead, this is totally a game that you could stream. You can stream. Michael in the chat there is one of my co-hosts, and also specifically Horton, the guy that I have mentioned to you as being like the Batman super fan that like knows just like fucking everything about Batman.
Ah, nice. All right.
You've probably seen him on camera sitting next to me before, but
More than likely.
well, I want to pick your brain because you just finished Spider-Man for the first time.
But, oh, the game? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit already, but I mean,
Oh.
but I mean, your impressions, man. Like, from what I understand already, it seems like you were pretty into it.
No, yeah, that was an absolute awe of it. Amazing. Like, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm speechless.
What's cool too is just this morning I literally saw this little blurb. This is an unsourced comment, so we don't know exactly where this came from. But supposedly someone that works at Marvel said internally, Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5 is exceeding expectations for Marvel's executives, and that the people at the company are in awe of what Insomniac has been able to accomplish with it. So that just gets me even more excited. I'm so much more excited for that than I am for any of the Marvel movies, the Marvel game,
seriously.
you know.
Oh,
See
it's
how I
like
mean-
just because it's a different universe it's based in, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
obviously the
yeah,
whole
it's its own thing.
Harry thing at the end.
Yeah,
like,
that
with
was
the
definitely
symbiote,
different.
That was very awesome. I can't wait to. Still awesome. Like every. Just fantastic.
Pistol. I'm saying, hey man, mostly doing homework, so if I'm not paying attention every once in a while, that's... Oh, yeah, no worries, dude, no worries. Have us on in the background, that is totally cool.
In me loins.
He said there's a thunder in me loins, is that what he just said?
Oh, I'm on that. Oh, there you go, bud.
That's Henry VIII for you.
That
You
button.
get a sword.
My weapon of choice.
Hell yeah. Oh, hey, there you are.
Hello.
But yeah, well, hey, outside of Spider-Man, any other new stuff or any other things that you've been into lately or been checking out that we haven't talked about?
I'm trying to think, actually. I don't think I've really done all that much recently. I've been quite boring, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, that's okay. We all have to be boring sometimes.
Oh, hell yeah. I pretty much spent most of my time playing Spider-Man. 100%ed everything apart from getting secret photo op. That's pretty much it.
Do we want to take the car, or are we going on foot? Oh, you're already...
We go.
Oh, wait, where did you go?
Yeah.
Survivors have acquired
Oh, there you
the
are.
first piece of the map.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I'm bad at multiplayer games. I'm just like, where are you? What's going on?
If we take the car, the demon will know where we are, but...
Oh,
they
shit,
will
I'm
wreck
like...
our-
My fear level's also way up. Let me go stand by the light for a second. So Michael,
yeah.
so this is mostly Army of Darkness era, some Mad Max shit. Well, so this is just one level. Because this is like an online multiplayer game, right? One person plays as the demon, 4 people play as human characters, and you each have like opposing goals to try and fight, or you each have a different way that you can win. So this level specifically is Army of Darkness, but they have a level that is the oh shit. But they have an Army of Darkness level. You've got just the cabin forest. There's a couple. Is there a couple variations on the forest, or is it just that it's so big that even if you reuse it, you can kind of... It feels different most of the times that you're playing in it. Because you've played this more than me, Horton.
Oh, it's good. It's, yeah, they've got a lot of cool stuff in this. A lot of nice, cool locations. Oh, come on, what are you doing? Oh, I'm trying to sort out some settings. There it is. Because the game is coming through louder than you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I hear that. That's never fun.
No, every single game so far. I've
Right.
just had to turn it down because it just rounds. I installed 13 Raider on my, and that came through like fucking Independence Day firework. You know what I'm saying? It was insane, dude. So yeah, sorry. What was somebody?
Oh, sorry. What was your question? You cut out just a little bit there.
Oh. What was it that was said about the map?
Oh, so Michael in the chat, he was just asking. He asked if this was focused on Army of Darkness, and I was just saying that it's just kind of the franchise in a more general sense. It's kind of got pulling things from all of the movies, and even stuff from this TV series as well.
Yeah.
It gets,
Yeah,
it
so
gets
this-
some semi-regular updates. I know
Yeah.
that the next one we are getting Mia, played by Jane Levy from the remake, as a playable character, and I'm hoping that they do a level with her where it's got like the blood rain from the last part of that movie, like where it's just all like that could be how you make it different from the cabin, from the other version of the cabin, as you just have it so that there's always blood rain and give it a little bit of a visually unique sense.
It would be really cool. Really cool. Because they've got basically just Army of Darkness.
Yeah, that was not with the Army of Darkness level was not with the game when it originally launched.
No,
That
it
was
was
added
not.
like what, a month or two after.
Yeah, they added that a bit later when the game, which, to be honest, like you said, semi-regular updates. Because I think they always had plans to put it in, they just didn't there straight away.
Right.
Hold on.
Is that you that I'm standing next to?
Yeah, my game music. Be loud again. What? Ever loving. Go one day, mate. I'll get this. So yeah, the normal map that you go on to, they've kind of fit together. I think it is. So from like the TV show, so you'll go around and you'll have the cabin, and then you'll have like El Brujo's hut. And then you can go to like a plane crash, which I don't remember which one, where that.
So Michael, if you're playing as the human side of things, which is what we're doing, if you're playing this side, or you're also like your health items are the pink fuck drinks from the show. That's another fun that's another fun little thing. But yeah, if you're playing the human side of things, the goal is to find pages of the Necronomicon strewn about the map just by exploring. Getting those, and then you also have to find the dagger, which allows you to perform a ritual to like send the demons back to hell. That's essentially the basic goal of the survivor version or survivor mode of the game. And then if you're playing as the demon, I mean, I actually haven't done that yet. So Horton, have you tried the demon part yourself?
I have. It's definitely something else.
Because is it just meant to be like you kill everybody before they can do anything? Essentially, I mean, is that?
Yeah. So you've got, I suppose, one objective of it would be to just kill everybody so they can't beat it. If it gets to the point where obviously the survivors are getting close to winning anyway, right at the end, if you can flip it so that once all the dark ones are gone, you can then destroy the Necronomicon, where they could obviously stop it from getting destroyed as well.
Also, if you see the demon, Michael, that we're fighting right now is the like mental psychic demon from that like third episode of the show too. So it really is just mixing random shit from the franchise together.
Come on, where are you?
God, this motherfucker likes to teleport.
Oh, Joe, this is one of the worst ones to go off again.
I know, Henry VIII's sword is not doing a lot right now. Is there any flying through the level first person? Yes, you totally do fly through the level in a first person cam if you're playing as the demon.
Yeah.
Actually, I believe that's how you start, right? And then you like have to get to places and find stuff as the demon to even be able to then manifest as an actual physical character. So I think it's like the first person cam is like your starting mode, and you've got to like build up to being able to like manifest in different forms.
Yep. So basically, you'll go around the level, you'll pick up some red orbs, I can't remember what they're called, but they basically give you the power to set traps and like possess stuff.
Oh no.
Open portals so you can bring demons through, and then the more you scare the, the more you scare survivors, you get like power that way as well, and then similar to like the pink F, you have to get fear in order to actually level up.
Yeah.
So, if you look at the bottom of the screen, where it says 12, 2 eyes, that's the demon level.
Yep. 12 down there, yeah.
They're doing it.
The survivors have collected another portion of the map.
Hey!
Oh shit.
But there is still much to be done.
I need some more pink hair.
Yeah, I do need some pink fuck. Chet! Get me some pink F, Chet. Horton, since the last time we played, one thing that I got very, very into is this new show on HBO called The Rehearsal. Have you ever heard of the comedian Nathan Fielder?
Ooh, yep.
He did a show called Nathan For You some time ago, and in Nathan For You, he basically, it's like a kind of a reality show and also kind of not. It's like a parody of reality shows. And so it's like he goes in and basically helps out struggling businesses by giving them ideas that could pull in either customers or however the business works, right? Try and just get more business generated. But he's a comedian, and so what he's actually pitching them are these crazy, just outlandish concepts that will definitely not help their business, but will be funny. And the people he's helping, they know they're on a reality show, but they think they're on a reality show that's actually trying to help their business. And he kind of blurs the lines with, like, who's in on what level of the joke, or sometimes he'll do things that they don't know are even not real, and then sometimes the audience is, like, questioning, like, all right, is he lying to us too? And then the rehearsal is him just taking that concept and just going to, like, a just absolutely bizarre, like almost dramatic level with like this playing with like reality and like just your sense of what is real and like how, like where does a reality show become fiction, and where does fiction, if you spend enough time in it, become your reality? It's honestly a fascinating psychological experiment. Really, really cool show.
Sounds good.
It's wild. It's only like 6 episodes too. It's just like a little mini series, and they might do another season, but it seemed pretty definitive at the end there that they might just kind of stop. Oh hey, are we all getting in? All right. So hold on. There we go.
Hello,
Your vehicle? Oh, I have to hold it down. There we go.
I was going to say, good grief, Elagos on you.
I know, I'm standing here getting hit outside the car. It's like, how do I get in? Michael makes a good point in the chat there, too. Things that just have an ending, that have a finality and a conclusion to them, are better than things that don't. You drag shit on, and that's part of the problem with the MCU right now. I just feel like it feels like it's just kind of continuing for the sake of continuing. And it doesn't feel like there's a lot of real purposeful direction in it at the moment, which could change in the future too. But at least we're at this moment in a weird interim that doesn't feel like it's got a lot of purpose to it.
It feels like it's close to cash cowing.
Yeah, it does. It feels like it. Well, and also like their box office intake has decreased, so it's not necessarily making the money that they want it to.
No.
Michael is asking you, Horton, what do you think about that new Rings of Power Lord of the Rings TV show?
I'm interested to give it a watch.
Oh, so you haven't actually
I mean-
seen it yourself either?
Have begun to
No, I'm interested about it.
be vigilant.
Many
The book will stop at nothing to
lists.
halt this process.
I've just got like an ever-growing list of things that I need to watch.
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. I hear that. That
I'm
list is
interested.
kind of
Very
forever.
interested.
I have watched the first 2 episodes. I'm also a super fan of the book of the source material.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll tell you right off the bat, like I won't even say anything about the show specifically, so that if you watch it, you don't know anything going in. But they don't actually have the rights to the Silmarillion, which is the book, or like they're telling stories set in the timeline of. They don't actually have the rights to the book, so they're just kind of making up their own other thing. Which for me, even without having seen it going in, that really puts a damper on me, like, getting excited about it, because it's like, that's part of what made those movies as good as they were, is that it stuck to the source material. And so if you're gonna just not even have the rights to the source material, and you're just gonna tell an alternate story in the place of the source material, I gotta say, that kind of, I don't know, that hurts the show immediately for me.
I mean, that's. I mean, I'll still give it a go, because like I'm quite happy in the fact that, because I haven't read a lot of stuff or delved too much into anything to a grand scale, I'm quite ignorant when it comes to shit like that.
Oh, totally, sure. And sometimes that's a benefit. Like that allows you to maybe enjoy something in a way that you couldn't otherwise.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to give it a look-see and see what it's like. Like I said, I'm very intrigued about it. I know there's a lot of things of people not wanting to watch it because it wasn't going to be close to like movies, or they're basically doing that thing where they compare it to somebody else's vision of something, because that's the only kind of vision there's been of it, and then they're kind of adamant to watch it. If you know what I mean.
You are cutting out just a little bit. Here, not like all the time, but here and there, there's just a little bit of cutting out in your audio chat.
The group has obtained the lost.
I don't know why.
The living are one step closer to defeating.
It's probably the in-game.
It probably is. It probably is the actual Evil Dead like cross-play chat. That's what I say. I can't wait until we now know. Oh, hey, Carrie is home. I didn't even look at the chat there. Hey, Carrie, welcome in. Hope you're doing well.
Harry.
But I really can't wait until the Discord chat is integrated. Michael says he can hear you pretty good, so that's good. It's coming through on the stream really well then.
That's good. I've just moved my mic a little bit closer to me.
Cool. Hopefully that helps with whatever.
That is just let me in. In.
Let
we
me
go.
in.
Let me in. I'd leave alone.
But yeah, it's interesting, and because it's like, now does it work for people who aren't familiar with the source material? Because I've also listened to a lot of people that they don't know the source material, and they also weren't particularly impressed by it either.
That's fair.
So I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. I can only come at it from the perspective of somebody who knows this material in and out, and I cannot look at it without taking that into account. So.
No, that's completely fair, dude. Completely fair.
Oh, hey, sorry. No, you go first.
I was going to say, me and Feeds have finally gotten through the second season of The Witcher.
Oh yeah? How did you enjoy that?
Yeah, not too bad.
I really enjoyed the Witcher show, and I think Michael is actually the one who said this, made this comparison, and ever since he did, I can't think of it any other way. But The Witcher is, like, to me, to Michael, and then also to me, kind of the perfect, like, spiritual successor to the 90s Hercules and Xena shows, where it's cheesy in, like, a good way, you know?
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? That's just made...
It's like The
'Cause-
Witcher, the legendary journeys. You should have that voiceover and everything.
It was just, I miss Dina and Hercules. They were
Those were great shows.
fantastic. I love the fact I saw something the other day. Urban plays like 3 or 4 different characters both shows.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, Carl Urban from, say, Lord of the Rings and Star Trek and Dredd, and then also
Yep.
Anthony Starr. So they're both, Carl Urban is on The Boys, and then Anthony Starr, who plays, like, the big villain in The Boys. Both of them had small roles in Xena back in the day, which is funny, because then they're both the main characters of The Boys. It's just, you look at them with their baby, in the pictures with their, like, super young baby faces.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's cool. That's the other thing actually. The Boys. I need to finish that.
Oh, that last season, I think, was particularly phenomenal, honestly.
Because we got to the end of the first season, and again, something new comes out, and we just missed it.
You just get distracted.
Yeah,
And that's
but
fair, there's always good shit coming out, so.
no, we're juggling between a few animes. Catch up with.
Collection of the Kandarian dagger.
We're trying to get through a few shows. We're doing loads of like it's never ending.
Right. No, it's not. Plus, then there's like the stuff that maybe one of you has seen and the other hasn't, and then so you gotta add that
Yep.
to the list, because then
Yep.
both of you have to see it, and I definitely know how that goes. Oh, fire? Get my fear level down, maybe? Was it Carrie said we should have left you out of the car?
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest with you, I expect nothing else from Sorry.
Michael does say that's a good. Michael does one great thing about the Lord of the Rings show that no matter how I feel about it otherwise, is that the cinematography and the general visual tone of the show, that is very good. That it is very pretty. It is very even I would say in line with the visual feel of the Peter Jackson films. Actually, that is something that the show does do well.
I saw a
Just
trailer
from
for it the other day,
yeah.
and it looked visually like
Yeah, it's more in the writing that where I am like writing and acting where I'm like not so into it. But there is again visually there is a lot of good stuff there. That is well. So I think that is there are pros and cons. Like I go in. I went into the show kind of ready to hate it, and I'm trying very hard to not just hate it to hate it, and that to come up with very specific things like, hey, this is what I don't like, and then look for things that I can compliment it. I've tried very hard to do that. And I feel like I have to. I honestly, I got invited on a podcast to review this show, and I actually may not have watched it at all otherwise. But I also felt like I had to try and be as fair as possible for the sake of being, I go on somebody invites me on a podcast to give an actual review. I do feel like I have to be as professional as I can and try and, see, what was it Michael said? There's that, there's a fan edited trailer online that I should totally send it to you, but somebody edits a trailer for The Witcher and he puts like a grainy, or whoever, like a grainy camera filter to make it look like Hercules and Xena. It's a really good one. Like, it's even got that kind of, like, that era of trailer narration. Toss a coin to your Witcher. Like, that kind of, It's really cool. And it cements that that's the style of show that I think of it as being.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try and find that.
Scary said, exactly, why would you be surprised? They need to get my jabs in at Horton when I can. Hey, fair enough. Hey,
at this point, I just
yeah. Well, you should see us on Tuesday nights and the jabs that the three of us on those streams make at each other. I mean, we get pretty it gets raunchy. It gets very raunchy. Oh shit.
Oh god. Didn't even see that second one.
Oh, you know what I thought looked fantastic? Carrie says, hush, Horton.
Ever.
Never. Oh shit, I'm possessed.
Hold on, just open the drink.
Something that
Then beat
just
it out of you.
just beat it like it owes you money. But no, I just earlier, like maybe 20 minutes before we started streaming, the trailer for a new movie called Wendell and Wild dropped, and I think it looks phenomenal. It is Henry Selick's new movie, which he has not directed a film since Coraline came out in 2009. Of course, Henry Selick is also the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas. His name gets forgotten sometimes because Tim Burton is such a big, famous name. But Henry Selick had a lot to do with what made that movie good. And then, of course, Coraline as well. But it's Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key voice like these two like shadow demons that like eat children, and it's like a new stop motion animated movie. It's a more it's as dark as that may sound. It's still like a younger kid's film in the same way Coraline is very dark. But it looks phenomenal. The animation, of course, is spectacular looking. That's probably one of the... Oh, God damn it. I just got possessed. But yeah, that looks really cool. I highly encourage people to go check out Wendell and Wild. I'm really excited about that. With love and hate.
Stop motion again.
Yeah, but it is a stop motion, which we don't get enough stop motion in general. Like, we just don't get enough of that. So, anytime it does pop up, it's really good to see.
Yeah, no, it really is. You know what studio's doing it?
That is a good question. I would have to look that up. It might be Laika, because Laika did like Kubo and the Two Strings and Paranorman, and so it might be Laika, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because Laika, after watching like Missing Link and stuff, Laika has become like one of my favorite top motion studios.
Have you seen Paranorman?
Yes, Paranorman.
That's a great one, I think.
So good.
Oh,
The only
also,
one.
Sorry, no. Oh, I was just gonna say to Carrie, that is because I'm paying way more attention to the conversation than I am to the actual game. But sorry, hard to keep going.
I was going to say Kubo and the Two Strings as well was a brilliant one from them. I think it was Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yeah, Kubo and the Two Strings. That's the more Eastern myth one that they did. I actually have yet to see the Missing Link still.
Missing Link.
Oh, I remember, because there was one other one before Paranorman, too, that I'm trying to remember. Maybe I'm just thinking of Coraline. Was it Coraline?
Yeah, it could be Coraline. Remember.
Fuck. Well, there I go. Here I go again on my own.
And still out. Ow.
There we go. Oh, hey, I got a game too. Game I got really into recently. It's called Roller Drome.
Oh.
It is hyper stylized, cell shaded graphics like Jet Set Radio.
Nice.
You're on roller skates like Jet Set Radio.
Nice.
You're in a small skate park environment with a list of challenges like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Nice.
But then the twist that makes it very unique is that you have guns and a Max Payne slow motion bullet time mechanic, and your challenges are like doing trick kills against like all these enemies that are around the arena. It's a super unique game, and I would recommend it to anyone. It's one of my favorite things this year.
That sounds hilarious.
And of course, because it's the crossplay chat, audio is about to cut out here.
Failure to seal the breach is irreversible.
And now we won't be able to hear Horton until the next match starts. Was Missing Link that Wallace and Gromit style caveman movie? I think, well, from the trailer, I think I remember the Missing Link. It was it wasn't a caveman, but it was like Bigfoot. It was like it was like kind of Victorian era human characters, and then they were like they like discovered Bigfoot and like brought him to society. And I don't know a ton of specifics about it because I still have yet to see it, which I really should watch that. But I know I like that studio at least. But yeah, I know it's a Bigfoot movie. Although Discord on PlayStation, I know, right? Discord really does need to hurry the fuck up. I think the prediction for when the Discord integration is going to actually happen is like March. So we're a little ways off, but I hope it's sooner than that. But there was a Wallace and Gromit one that I fell asleep through constantly in the movie, like like a Wallace and Gromit movie, or like just you're saying just something that is similar to Wallace and Gromit. Well, hey, we found a match pretty quick that time.
Yeah, we really did.
You know I'm in.
All right, let's see. I'll play as somebody else this time. How about we'll play as King Arthur?
Hell yeah.
Carrie, I thought I was by Horton. I thought I was free. Boo.
No, you were not.
I don't think he means an actual Wallace and Gromit movie. I think he just means a movie, like another movie that was similar to the style. Yeah, so you're doing a caveman kind of film. I actually don't know if I know. I don't recognize the one or the what you're describing. So I actually don't know.
It was Aardman. It was Aardman. There's a caveman movie they did, which they discover football or soccer.
Huh.
Like I started watching that. What was it called? Early Man.
Early
I
Man.
think.
Oh, see, I don't even know about this. Huh.
I think it was called Early Man. Hold on. Do a
Early
quick
Man.
Google whilst we're
Because
loading.
I know Michael in the chat. I mean, at least unless my recollection is failing me, I believe that me and Michael are both pretty big fans of actual Wallace and Gromit. So I don't think definitely this other movie.
Yeah, it was called Early Man.
Early Man. So you watched it too, Horton, or you said you tried to watch it? Did you also think it was kind of boring?
I tried to watch it, and yeah, no, I just couldn't.
So it sounds like you guys are on the same page about that one.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
there
Wallace and Gromit is fantastic. I love Wallace and Gromit.
Oh yeah,
that's
my
classic
childhood.
shit. I remember I had VHS tapes of some of the shorts as a kid, and then I remember when the Curse of the Were-Rabbit movie came out. That's probably one of the movies I remember being. Hey, come here, boy, come here. Oh,
Puppy.
hey there. Hi. Gave him a bath yesterday because he was getting stinky, and he hates baths.
Bless him.
He literally you get him in the bathtub, and he'll look at you, and he just kind of starts shaking. He's like, please don't give me a bath. He's like, but you smelled bad, so we had to.
Bless.
Yes, Carrie, if you've never seen him before, his name is Link, and he does have a Legend of Zelda collar, so.
He is adorable.
He actually, let me see if I can get him to sit up. See, come here, buddy. Oh, sit up for just a second. He's actually got a Master Shield, pendant hanging from his collar here. I don't know if you can actually see that, but yeah, it's a little Master Shield on his collar. Yeah, he's a very well-behaved dog, for the most part. He gets a little maybe almost too excited about people and going to say hi to people. So and he's big, so he could, if people aren't familiar with him, he could freak him out a little bit. But he doesn't bark almost at all. He's extremely quiet. But there isn't.
Bless him.
Yeah, he's a wonderful dog. He gets, and we have 3 cats, and he loves the cats too. He's such a gentle giant.
Aww.
And 2 of the cats do not necessarily return that affection, but one of them does. So at least he gets that.
Oh no, I've been possessed.
Uh-oh. Where you at? My.
He's just standing in the middle of nowhere. Oh no, I'm out. I'm good. That was
all right.
short-lived.
Good. My fear level's high too.
You do
so.
need this though. There you
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
Come on.
I just hear
Any goodies?
screaming in the background. Do you hear that?
Yeah, that sounds like you.
Oh, right. It probably was me from the fear meter. Yeah. That was most likely what it was.
I've got no weapons, by the way, so...
Oh shit! Well, I've got a sword, so if anybody comes
We're
at
good.
us, I got you, bro.
Yeah, cheers, bro. Cheers.
Oh,
That is all yours. See you later. Bye.
Keep it close and continue.
let's see. What do you drop? Special. That's just ammo. Okay. Oh, there's another one.
See, only downside to getting this on PC now is I have to level everything up again.
Oh yeah, it's got to start all over. That's
Yeah,
just
there's no
fuck,
cross
boy.
progression. No.
Let's see. Where did you go off to? What direction did you run in?
I've gone towards my ping, which I think is Fishing Village, which is where the next piece of the map is. But I just need stuff, man.
Is that that's like the light orange one on the map? Is that?
Yeah, it's like a ready with a flag.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
light orange, actually.
Or, like it's almost pinkish in a certain hue, like almost like a sunset pink.
Yeah. Ow.
Okay.
Fucking.
I am
Oh,
I'm
Rockman's
almost
the
to you.
Necromancer.
The lost pages of the Necronomicon.
Fuck
and
off,
our
you stupid
treasure
skeleton.
on the breach. My plan will only succeed with these items.
Oh shit! I have arrived. King Arthur is here. I do think it's so funny to me to play this like horror game, and it's like, you can play as King Arthur though. It's like
Yes.
it makes sense within the context of the franchise, but like if you weren't familiar with Evil Dead and you picked this game up,
Yep.
it's like, it looks like a fun horror game. I don't know what Evil Dead is, but let me check this out. Like, what the fuck is King Arthur doing in this?
Yeah. Come on, just all I've got is a tiny knife.
Wow.
I'm gonna shank everyone apparently.
So many enemies
there's a-
spawning in this area too.
Yeah, there's a flutist nearby as well by the sounds of things.
Is he flouting?
Yeah.
Also, it's
Boosting
definitely, it was definitely the crossplay audio that was having a problem, and not your actual audio, because this match
God.
it's not doing it at all. So
Oh. Very strange.
shit is getting yeah. No, this game can be difficult too. It can.
Oh, yep. I'm
Yeah,
down.
we're you and me both. We're both bleeding out.
That's all right. I
That
tried.
just means we can focus on talking, which is half of what I'm doing anyway. I'm a screaming wuss. What? Alright. I'm pretty. I think of anybody I know, I'm maybe the most desensitized to horror. I mean, I've seen real people get decapitated, so it doesn't. The fake movie version of horror really doesn't do much for me anymore.
I mean, to be honest, if you're going to see someone get decapitated, it needs to be a Tarantino movie because that Fountain of Blood just hits different.
Oh, well, in a Tarantino movie, it's just silly, like in a fun way. But I mean, there's no there's no fear to it.
No. But
Spectator view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't he meant to be doing his last movie soon or something?
He keeps talking about it, but I don't think we know anything about what it actually is, or even what it will be, or when he would do it. So,
Yeah.
although
Carry on.
I was gonna say I just saw Tarantino. It might have just been I think it might have just been a joke, and I don't know if it's something he actually said. But I saw somebody said something about how after watching She-Hulk, Tarantino was like, "Oh, maybe I would direct a Marvel thing now," and the joke was like, "Oh, because of She-Hulk's big feet." Right, because Tarantino he's famous for his foot fetish, and so it's like, oh well, that makes him interested.
Oh, good God.
That pervy anime makes me a verb. Well, yeah, no, Michael, that's true. I can't handle pervy anime, but that's a different kind of fear. I'm afraid of that, but that's a very different thing. It's definitely fear, but it's a different kind of fear.
It's like I was going to say. What's that movie out that I really wanted to watch? Everything, Everywhere, All the Time.
Oh yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once. You're very close. That was great. I saw that. Not when it came out. I felt like I was like seeing it kind of late after people had stopped talking about it. But I thought that was quite good. That was quite good.
Yeah, so I saw it in the pop over into the cinema, and I was like, ooh, and never got down there because COVID and various other things.
That was I enjoyed Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. More than some people, but I will say that Everything Everywhere All at Once was a much more interesting and unique thing that like really took advantage of the multiverse as a concept and was just way more creative with it.
Yeah, I've heard that actually, that its multiversal stuff has done a lot better than Doctor Strange.
It's just more creative, you know. It's Doctor Strange is just so much more of, hey, we're doing the multiverse, but in a way that appeals to like a big audience of people that wants to go see an action movie. And Everything Everywhere All at Once is still an action movie, but it's an indie film, or at the very least, you'd call it something that just does what it wants to do, and you know doesn't feel like it's advertising to anybody or any specific group of people. It's just being itself.
Curious.
You know?
I think it's
and
just
I'll always
Amazon.
take that.
Yeah. Definitely, man. I think it's just hit Prime over here, Prime Video, so
Oh, nice.
I'm definitely wanting to give that a look.
I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Okay.
Because
What's up, guys?
I've just watched through the Raimi Spider-Man. Well, I dodged 3 because I just can't.
See, because have you seen 3 since it came out?
I've got it on DVD. I've watched it. Were you on about the Raimi third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've got it on DVD, so I've seen it a few times. Not in the most recent of years, though.
There's an interesting thing, and I didn't really feel this way until someone else said it to me, and then I watched it. Also, Carrie, don't worry. I'm sure I will die again. I am sure that is only a minute or 2 away from happening. So, you'll catch it. You'll catch it at some point. There is this interesting perspective to that third Sam Raimi Spider-Man that if you watch it with the idea that Sam Raimi made the movie sarcastically because Sony forced him to put Venom in there, and so that the movie in a way is going like, you want me to fucking put Venom in there? I'll fucking put Venom in there. Like, and there is a funniness, kind of a funny sense of the movie to me to watch that makes it a little more enjoyable if you watch it with like this very specific frame of mind.
Know that I am.
Oh, and of course the audio cuts out because the match is over. We'll be back with you in just a second, Horton. Let's see, Michael said, I think the theme of the movie of hope being an overriding sentiment in all universes is very close to the theme of DC Yeah, that's absolutely true. Because, I mean, if you're a comic book person, you'll also, like a big comic book person, you'll also know that DC is much more of the 2 big companies. DC did way more multiverse stuff in the comics than Marvel ever did. And so the idea that that Marvel is doing multiverse stuff in the movies first over DC is kind of sad in a way, because it's like DC has way more actual source material to play with the multiple universes idea than Marvel does. But you're right that Everything Everywhere All at Once actually captures the spirit of DC's multiverse stories in a way that with the Marvel movie, it just doesn't come across. If anything, no, 100%. DC did 100%. Well, in the same way that the Infinity Gauntlet, which is then what Infinity War and Endgame as movies are based on, you know, that storyline is so kind of iconic to Marvel. Just the idea of doing multiverse in a story is iconic to DC because of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and even before Crisis on Infinite Earths, but especially that is like a major storyline. I mean, Crisis on Infinite Earths came out around the same time in the comics that the Infinity Gauntlet happened in Marvel Comics. So, yeah, I mean, it's again, it's just DC cannot seem to catch a break with their movie stuff, with their movie adaptations. Like, we get some good stuff here and there, but like, fuck, it's like I feel bad for it, for the the people that work on the comics and have worked on the comics for so long, because it just feels like just one thing after another. And now with this whole Discovery merger and all of the shit that's coming with that, it's like, great, another obstacle in the way of actually getting good DC adaptations. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Now, see, now it wants to take forever to find a match. Because it makes for such a fun stream to watch the matchmaking stream. Come on, game. To be fair, I don't know how many people are still playing this game or like what its user base is like. I do have to imagine that it's not like a massive one, because, you know, most multiplayer... I know, hurry up, right? Most multiplayer games, I feel like, outside of your Call of Duties or your big first-person shooter games, they tend to fall off. A lot of people tend to fall off of them after a little while. But personally, I'm still enjoying this more so than, you know, one day I want to get it. Horton showed it to me at his, and it looks really good. Everyone loves a matchmaking stream. Hey, Insane93. Well, hello, welcome in. How are you doing today? First time chatter. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a great day. I just hope DC doesn't try to keep pace with Marvel anymore. Let them move at their own pace. Yeah, well, that's what I'm always saying is, like, especially really recently, you know, DC did seem to start finding a foothold and start to make better movies, because they were starting to allow all of their stories to just be standalone stories instead of trying to have the interconnected universe that Marvel does. Instead of just doing the same thing, they were finally learning their lesson and going, okay, let's just do, you know, let's let every project be its own thing. Let's let, you know, you get things like James Gunn's Suicide Squad or Todd Phillips' Joker movie, or even Shazam, right? Like, these movies are standalone, and now that this Warner Brothers Discovery merger is happening, the David Zaslav CEO guy is immediately back on the, all right, we're gonna start working towards a universe again and blah blah blah, and I'm like, fucking no, stop it. You saw how unsuccessful that was before. Yeah, Insane93, welcome. How did you find the channel? How did you discover us? Is this the first time you've been here? Forgive me if I don't recognize your username.
Insane's from mine.
Oh, cool. Well, welcome.
He's one of my friends that I play with regularly.
Nice. Well, hey, any friend of Horton is a friend of ours here. Welcome. Was happy to have you.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I can hear you again.
Right. I know. I that is the most obnoxious thing about the crossplay. Like, it's nice that we can do the crossplay at all, but it is like the fact that the audio only works during the match itself is still just weird.
It's like other games. You'll hear them in the lobby, you hear them in the game. When you're loading on crossplay, you will hear nothing, and that's fine. I can deal with that. But this is just literally nothing.
Follow my instructions.
Yeah, like I said, I cannot wait until the proper Discord integration happens.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, it's going to be great. So good, clearer audio, just generally nicer.
Yeah. Let's see what Michael say here. I think the only way Battinson could have more magical villains if he was transported into a different universe with more magic, but Battinson would die immediately against superpowers. No, he would, because the way that movie did it, he was way more human and vulnerable. If that version of Batman had to fight Superman, his head would just get punched off instantly. And again, it's like, because of that movie being successful, I could easily see them trying to immediately integrate that Batman into a bigger universe, and then But then it's like, do we even want to see that? Because it's not. Because again, it would just feel like they're making that decision only after something was successful and made money, and not because of an actual idea or actual creativity on how to blend these things together. They'd just be doing, as well, people like this Batman, so let's put that Batman in something else. It's like, no, come up with the fucking plan, design a goddamn idea, and then follow that idea. Even if it doesn't turn out well, at least stick to your goddamn guns instead of making a different decision every other day based on... it is the way DC or Warner Brothers has handled their DC adaptations is so frustrating. It's so frustrating because they clearly just, I mean, it's just whichever way the wind blows on any given day. It's just completely different constantly. Yeah, they committed to the Snyder plan. That is true. But even that still seemed like it was kind of changing in between movies, because Man of Steel was, technically part of the Zack Snyder plan for DC, but even then it was meant to just be a Superman movie with maybe sequels to that. Even Man of Steel was not meant to then incorporate that's the thing, is I guess there was a little bit of a plan with Snyder, but it wasn't even a real plan. It was only a plan once they'd gotten to Justice League, and then they're like, well, it's a plan now. I don't know.
Where the hell am I going? It's out. Oh,
it's just, I wish they would just, I just wish they could do better. And it's whatever criticisms I may have of Marvel now, they still had their shit together for 11 straight years before they really started having any significant problems. And DC hasn't even come close to having a time period like that where we get a bunch of good stuff all in a row.
Sugar is making my teeth tingle.
And then now with David Zaslav at Discovery, making all these decisions, I feel like he's just cutting and canceling all kinds of shit just to save money. I mean, that new Batman, the animated series. Let's see. Unfortunately, the only DC stuff I've ever been able to get into is the Justice League, the animated series, and some of the Batman animated stuff. Well, I would argue that is a lot of the best stuff DC has put out. Is that animated stuff? In fact, that is a whole animated universe. Was it 93 that the Batman the animated series came out, and then that got followed up with a Superman the animated series sequel, and then Batman Beyond, which was in the future, and then Justice League, which was the sequel to all three of the other shows. Those 4 shows, that is a DC interconnected universe in a way that the live action stuff tried and failed to pull off, and that animation, that does it perfectly. I personally would agree with that, Michael. The DC animated universe, I think, is still better even than the Marvel Cinematic Universe overall.
So, have you watched any of Harley Quinn? I've heard good things. I still haven't.
Harley Quinn is one of the only, great DC things I think that's come out in recent times. I mean, again, you have some good movies here and there, but the Harley Quinn cartoon is both a parody making fun of DC and also earnestly adapting DC at the same time better than you get in most adaptations. It's able to do both at the same time, and honestly, I think it is flawless in a lot of ways. Can't remember the name of the Batman series I watched. Recognize if I saw the episodes again. My capability to remember names is awful. Hey, well, that's okay. Don't worry. But Justice League Unlimited, there was the Justice League series, and then there was Justice League Unlimited, and they were kind of the same show, just with a slightly different marketing brand, a different branding. But Justice League Unlimited is basically seasons 3 and 4 of Justice League. If you think, they're essentially the same show. It's a direct continuation. All the same voice actors, mostly the same animation style. Interesting. It's for me, I kind of liked Unlimited better because it got into more characters and just explored more of the universe, and it had a more serialized storytelling. Like the Justice League cartoon would have, each 2 to 3 episodes would be like its own story that would then get wrapped up at the end of those 2 or 3 episodes. And then Justice League Unlimited had 2 seasons with like 12 episodes each, but they would have one single story arc that would take place over the whole season that would incorporate all these different characters. And then certain episodes would feel more standalone, but then they'd tie back into like a bigger story later. And again, they were both good though, so like whichever one you like better is whichever one you like better, obviously. But yeah, no, those are great shows. I think those are peak comic book. If you like those though, I think Harley Quinn that is a phenomenal animated series, and I think that is true to the spirit of those 90s DC cartoons in a lot of ways. That's true. The Justice League, one of the episodes of Justice League Unlimited is actually a series finale to the Batman Beyond cartoon, because Batman Beyond got canceled and didn't have like a proper ending. So then when Justice League comes along, they took the opportunity to have an episode where they jump to the future and like do a little Batman Beyond story that works as like a finale for that other show.
Oh, that's cool. That's a nice way to do it.
There's also a really phenomenal time travel episode where the Justice League of the Justice League cartoon time travels to the Batman Beyond timeline, and it's like a whole 2-part episode where they like spend a bunch of time with like the Justice League of that future, and it's really cool. I think I remember those episodes. I didn't realize it was the finale. That's honestly like if you're ever looking for something really like a cartoon to rewatch just to throw on and kind of just sit and enjoy, I can't recommend those 90s DC cartoons higher. Although I guess Justice League was more 2000s, but it's from the beginning of Batman the Animated Series, that is one pretty consistent through line. Like some stylistic changes happen through the course of the whole thing. But it's generally a really good through line through all 4 of those shows. Justice League from the parallel universe, I think, the ones who had lost their Flash and had to became massive pricks. Yeah, the Justice Lords, which plays into storyline, because the episodes you're talking about are from Justice League, and then. Those episodes play a really significant role in some of the storylines that happen in Justice League Unlimited later. And the way they play through is really cool. I mean, like there's even like a one-off little moment from an episode of the Superman animated series that in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon like comes back, and they use it for like a massive story moment in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. So there's even these little threads that they pick up and bring back from the other disparate shows. It's Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited, and then if you're feeling really adventurous, Static Shock is also part of that universe too. Which I will say, I don't think I've gone back and watched the Static Shock cartoon recently, and I do not think it is anywhere near as good as the other 4 series. But it still has its moments for sure, and like the personality of the character is really cool. I will say that the shows also get better as they go. So like Batman, as much as I love Batman and he's like my favorite actual like character from that stuff, the Batman the Animated Series show is the weaker of all of the shows. So you get some episodes in the Batman cartoon that are not great. And part of that is because they had an A team and a B team of completely different writers working on episodes. So you'll get an episode from the A team that is amazing, like Heart of Ice, which straight up like won Emmys for the writing. And then you'll get episodes like I Have a Batman in My Basement, which is legitimately fucking terrible. So it goes back and forth a little bit. But even just going to the Superman cartoon immediately after, there is a consistency even just in that Superman cartoon. And that's like, that Superman, if anybody ever tells me, like, I don't get Superman, I'm not a fan of Superman, he seems like such a boring, too powerful character, watch that 90s cartoon, because that cartoon shows you exactly why Superman, that is such a good, concise version of the character that really illustrates why, just because he's powerful does not mean he's a bad character. It really just takes a creative writer, right? It's like a character that is like Batman, let's say, who is very human and is much more easily flawed. That's easy. Like I like to think I'm a writer myself. Batman is easier to write. Superman is harder to write because you do have to try harder to make a character that powerful be interesting. But that doesn't mean it's not possible. It just takes some imagination, Like Grant Morrison, one of my favorite comic book writers, he wrote a comic called All-Star Superman, which was really, really cool. It's All-Star Superman, basically Superman, he to deal with a problem, he flies really close to the sun, supercharges himself to make himself extra strong, and then he deals with the problem. But afterwards, he gets told by a doctor that he has given himself like radiation poisoning, and he is got a year to live. And so the whole comic is Superman has a year to live. He is going to die. How does someone like Superman spend his last year? Like, what does he do? And so, like, the idea that then he still spends so much of that time doing these good and wholesome things. And it's more of an anthology. It's not like one storyline that plays across the whole comic. It's more like here's a bunch of short stories about things that he would have on his bucket list. Things he would want to accomplish or get done. People he would want to save. Situations he'd want to resolve. And it's a really, really great story. And again, there's all these ways that you can do. Yes, it's also, yes, it is. It's like Michael said, it's almost like Superman's Trials of Hercules. It's almost like Superman's version of 12 labors that he's accomplishing before he dies. It's a really great book. But in the Superman cartoon, the point where I was going to go with that is there's an episode of the Superman the Kids show where there's a bunch of human characters, right, that are part of like the rotating cast of characters, of supporting characters. And when Darkseid, the big villain, right, he kind of comes into the show, Darkseid actually, like, straight up on screen kills one of the, like, major supporting characters of the show. Like, and he doesn't come back later. It's not like, he got zapped into another reality. No, like, this guy is fucking dead. And then the episode ends with, like, it's like even Lex Luthor is at this guy's funeral. That's how much this guy was, like, a good dude. And the episode ends with Superman at his gravestone. After everybody else has left, and the dialogue he has is, it looks like the world never really needed a Superman, just a good one, as it like shows his grave at the end of the episode, and it's like that's how you write. There's this compassion that makes Superman this great character, and that's what's so missing in the attempts at Superman in these fucking movies, because they make him a gloomy asshole that doesn't fucking help anybody. But that's it. Now it's just turning into me ranting about Zack Snyder's DC movies. I did not mean for that to be what the stream turned into, but but no, I just there's a lot of wonderful things about Superman as a character, and it just takes some creativity and some thoughtfulness to showcase that, which I don't. That's the thing, is I also don't blame people when they tell me they don't get Superman or they don't like Superman, because in like major pop culture, there hasn't been a lot of Superman outside, unless like there's been comic books that have done it in more recent years, but unless you're actually reading comic books, there just hasn't been a lot of actual like movies or things that really show what Superman should be like. So when people say they don't like the character, they don't get him, I'm like, well, yeah, because Warner Brothers hasn't made anything that gives you a fucking reason to like him. So, see, Jesus, if Lex Luthor's at your funeral, that's a hell of a dude. Yep. Yep. Well, that character too that dies, he's drawn to look like Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby being, you know, the original artist behind the Fantastic Four and the Hulk and you know, the X-Men and a whole bunch of the original, like Jack Kirby is like the other half of like Stan Lee, right, in creating a bunch of those characters. And then he also went to, he got fucked over by Marvel and didn't get a lot of money for his creations. And then when he was at DC, he created stuff like the Fourth World, so like the New Gods, Apocalypse, New Genesis, so characters like Darkseid and some of that kind of space mythology in the Superman comics. That a lot of that stuff comes directly from the mind of Jack Kirby. So not only was this a genuinely lovable character in the Superman cartoon that actually gets fucking murdered in this kids show, but he also looks exactly like Jack Kirby, who is one of the beloved creators of a lot of these original comic books too. So there's also an extra layer of like emotional impact when that character dies in the show, because it's like, wow, they just fucking killed Jack Kirby, you know. But really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Hey, it didn't take us like 10 minutes to find a match this time.
No, that was quite nice actually.
I still have yet to go and play some of the single, because there is some single player missions in this game, Michael. So if you ever want to get this, there is some single player stuff you can do too. But that's how you unlock like Pablo and like some of the other characters. That I still need to go and do that. I need to do those missions and unlock these other characters.
I did the first one before we started this.
Oh yeah, the first one is Pablo, right? He's the first character you unlock? No.
No, first one you unlock is Old Man Ash.
Oh, okay, so Ash from the
versus-
TV show.
Yeah.
And then Pablo, so it's Ash from the TV show,
Then
Pablo,
it's
Evil Ash
Yes.
is one of them.
No, Evil Ash is the main for the Necromancer.
Oh, so yeah, he's just unlocked right away.
Yeah. So if you play as
Who are the other unlockable characters then? It's
right.
not just Pablo and TV show Ash, right? Like there's other ones.
No. Yeah, so what you do is first level is Ash versus.
Okay.
Second level unlocks his funeral suit.
Oh, okay.
The lovely blue suit that he wears.
Okay.
Then it's what's it? The lady cop from Ash versus as well.
Oh, Amanda, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the one. You unlock Amanda, you unlock Pablo, and King Arthur.
Oh, see, I have King Arthur unlocked just from like as default.
Did you buy the deluxe edition?
I did purchase the DLC, yes. So that's the reason for that. Okay.
Yeah, I on PC produced, so I got it on PC and instantly had Arthur because I had an outfit for him, which I actually think is the one you're wearing. Which, to be honest, I'm quite happy with, because the mission to do King Arthur was the one I've got left to do on Xbox, and it's horrible.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Literally the hardest one.
Damn. I tried even just that first one, and I had a little bit of a hard time with it. So I just haven't gone back and finished it. But
Yeah, no, they are. It's definitely a trial and error thing.
damn, yeah, no, right though, Carrie. Like that really, those kids. We used to get these kids cartoons or kids shows that they wouldn't pull their punches. They would do adult storytelling, and they would kill characters like in the Superman show. That's the Superman show too. You'd think that'd be the most lighthearted one out of all of them, and they still like had real characters die and real grieving and real consequences to it. And I just feel like
90s cartoon.
there used to be like a level of the match get
Has
dropped
the demon
out.
quit?
Must be. Yeah, must be. Damn it. All right,
Yeah. All right.
we'll have to start a new one, I guess.
Yeah, speak to you in a sec.
But I really do feel like we used to get a lot of kids shows or entertainment made for kids where like we used to trust kids to just understand some concepts or even use those shows to teach them some of these slightly more adult concepts or to kind of at least get them used to maybe a slightly more childlike idea of these things, and maybe not, as dark as they could be, but yeah, I really feel like, it's just, I don't know, it's weird. I feel like so much kids entertainment has become so sanitized now, and it's like, I don't know, like I could go back and watch some of this older stuff as an adult and still enjoy it because there are pieces of it that work on multiple levels, and some more modern a lot of if not most more modern kids entertainment now, it just feels so hollow. It feels so like this is made for kids because kids aren't going to know the difference between good or bad, and they're just going to enjoy it because it's loud and it has bright colors, and you just don't get that like a level of care in that kind of entertainment anymore. I feel like I think Wade is quite an adult feeling. Yeah, no, I mean, hey, yeah, absolutely. I just, yeah, there just used to be more, And, I mean, I think there's just, yeah, I don't know. I would love to see people do some more. I actually, there is a children's book that I want to write. Most of the writing I want to do is purely for an adult audience. But I do have one project, like one specific thing that actually would be an innocent, like, children's story that I genuinely really want to make. And that's something I really want to. I got to sit down with my co-writer and kind of hash out the script because I think it would only take us like a single afternoon, honestly. But kid stuff is about child-proofing everything nowadays. Yes, it is. That is absolutely the case. Yeah, it's the children's book that I want to write is the title is The Enchanting Porcelain Pigs from the Age of Enlightenment, and it's basically about. It's basically just a kind of a kid-friendly story with these little cartoon like kind of Victorian dressed pigs, they're like, I've worked out that they're late for like a tea party or something like that. It's very basic, like it's not gonna be super deep or anything, but I want to try and have a little something in there, so I still need to break it apart and kind of get a little bit more of an idea of flesh it out a little bit, but that's at least the basic concept so far.
So, talking about obviously kids' cartoons, I grew up with 90s Spider-Man, 90s X-Men.
Yep, those are good ones too.
Michael Myers from Mars, Street Sharks, all that jazz. And,
Street Sharks were awesome.
Oh, mate, Street Sharks were mate. I used to have a toy of one of them.
Did you know that Vin Diesel's job back in the day, he used to be a toy fair salesman for Street Sharks action figures. So you can actually find videos. You can find videos online of like a 20-year-old Vin Diesel playing like to advertise Street Sharks toys, playing with them and like demonstrating all their ability. It's really funny to go back and watch. Because he's still buff and muscular even back then, and so it's the super muscular dude playing with these Street Sharks toys. It's super fun. It's yeah.
Yeah, no, see, that sounds hilarious. But yeah, the kid stuff nowadays is just kid-proofing.
It is, and 100%.
For no reason.
See, so Carrie said, I've seen some of the X-Men stuff, not the original, but I love the one I grew up with. I'm now frustrated because I can't remember the name. Well, there's a couple. There's X-Men Evolution. There is Wolverine in the X-Men, which was more mid-2000s. X-Men Evolution was early 2000s. You have the X-Men animated series, which is the 90s classic one. Evolution. Yep. I remember Evolution. I remember thinking that. I remember liking it as a kid. I haven't seen it in a very long time. Wolverine and the X-Men I thought was really cool too. That came out in like 2006. That one was cool because it was the show started with like it's like literally just like a really happy, like kind of seemingly peaceful moment. They're on the grounds of the Xavier's mansion, and I believe it's Professor X, Jean Grey, and Emma Frost all like crumble to the ground, like, and they're experiencing some sort of like brutal psychic phenomenon. No one else quite knows what's going on. And there's some like explosion goes off and just like destroys the school, and then we pick up like years later, and Xavier, he's not dead, but he's like been in a coma, and the X-Men kind of broke apart, and Wolverine kind of comes back and starts rebuilding the X-Men. And then you have this you have this alternating A and B storyline where it's like Wolverine is getting kind of the gang back together a little bit and kind of rebuilding the X-Men. And then at the same time, you have a story where Xavier has actually woken up super far in the future into like a kind of Days of Future Past timeline where there's been an apocalypse and Sentinels have destroyed the world, and he is trying to communicate with the X-Men of the present day and get them to figure out like what is going on and like try and stop the, it's very Days of Future Past, but it was a really cool show, and like you had these like simultaneous storylines playing out that was really interesting. Yeah, that one was great too. I think I saw that one too. It sounds familiar. I got really confused because I kept forgetting the names between the two shows and was like, what the fuck is going on? Hey, fair enough, especially if you haven't seen them in a long time. I mean, like, they're both X-Men, Also, like, that being said, X-Men in general is one of the most convoluted things, period. Like, you imagine like the whole Marvel universe, right? Like separated from X-Men, and X-Men on its own is about as complicated as the rest of Marvel put together.
Oh yeah, there's so much that goes on with the X-Men from what I've read, like, of articles and stuff, because they get their own country, and then they don't have their own,
Genosha,
and they all die.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There is. I'm gonna need to find those shows again now, so I'm gonna hate you for that. Well, I know Wolverine and the X-Men and the 90s X-Men are both, at least those two for sure, are available on Disney Plus. X-Men Evolution might be on there as well. So they might all be on Disney Plus, and I think they might actually be in one place. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm not positive about Evolution, but the other two for sure. And then maybe Evolution too. Yeah, because I've watched both of the 90s and Wolverine and the X-Men on Disney Plus within the last couple of years, so I know for sure those two are. Evolution is like a maybe, because I don't remember looking at that one, but the other two I know for an absolute fact. And then
another one that I saw, Gargoyles.
Oh yeah, Gargoyles is on there. I love Gargoyles. Yeah, I would love
Gargoyles.
Well, and then with the 90s X-Men is getting continued, right? There's like they're just doing a new season of the original X-Men cartoon next year. And they've got some of the voice actors have died, so not every one of the original cast is returning, but you do have a number of them coming back. I'm looking forward to that though. I never heard of Gargoyle, or I never saw Gargoyles, but I've heard of it. Gargoyles is, I will say that, like, once you get into season 2, I don't think it's as good. But that first season, that 13 episodes, is a really strong introduction and, like, first season story. That show is great. That is totally on Disney Plus, so if you want to check it out, Carrie, that's totally available there. That's a good show. That's a good one. That's a good kid. That show was dark too. That show was fucking dark. There's like genocide in the first episode. It's fucking
literally
literal genocide. Like that is a children's cartoon. And that was a great show. Yeah, it was dark. It was dark. It was really dark.
It was yeah.
And it was also Keith David doing the voice, the main character.
David, man.
He was so
That makes
good.
me want to.
Goliath.
I still need to finish the Spawn anime.
Yeah, Keith David played Spawn on that HBO cartoon as well.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah, we somehow got Resurrect. That the guy playing this.
Do you remember what button turns on the flashlight again? Because I keep
Left on the D-pad.
left on the D-pad. There we go. Okay, that helps me so much. Just since I'm playing on the projector, it makes it like it's just everything is a little darker than it would be on a TV. Oh, god damn it, I'm dead again.
Yeah, so am I.
Oh well. All right. Well, that's okay.
Another piece of the map has
There's one person that's not
Our
dead.
group is making
Still running
progress
around.
against the dark spirit.
I think that's the guy who saved our ass every time.
Pretty busy.
Ah, okay.
But I could really use some help.
Let's see if they can do it again. I will say I don't die a lot in most games, but anytime I play online multiplayer with other people, and part of it's because I'm talking and I'm more focused on the conversation we're having than I am on the actual game. I won't even pretend. But I just tend to not be as good at playing online multiplayer games as single player games.
That's alright.
You don't believe me? I am a veteran of single player games. If I'm playing against the computer, I mean it's not even a contest.
Pretty sure I'm dead.
I have beaten Returnal. I have beaten all of the Dark Souls games. I have beaten Sekiro. I have beaten I fucking Cuphead by myself. No. If it's a computer, you can throw a brutal game at me, and I might die. I might die a lot. I died a lot in those games, but I will triumph over them. Whereas here, when I'm playing against other people, I'm not gonna.
Good thing about this one is it put on in the background.
Sekiro was harder than Cuphead too.
Oh, dude, from what you've told me about that, that's like one of the hard.
Sekiro is the hardest game I think I've ever played.
Just damn.
But I did it. I persevered. I die a bunch on the way. I did, but still did it. Still, I fucking did it over and over until I got good. That's what people always say with those games too. Is just get good, noob, and I got good. Took a long time, but I did. I think there was 17 streams that were generally like between an hour and 2 hours each, so 17 total streams. Some of them were shorter. There were times when we only played for like half an hour or 45 minutes just because we wanted to beat one boss and then stop. So there are some short. Some of those are short, but like the final episode where we fight the final boss is only like a half-hour long stream, and that's because for all the difficulty of Sekiro, I actually thought the final boss was kind of easy in comparison to like the rest of the game.
Sounds like Cuphead. King Ice was a lot easier than the Devil.
Oh yeah, well, I actually thought the Devil was pretty easy, to be honest.
Oh no, sorry, I meant the other way around. King Dice is harder.
Yeah,
Sorry.
agreed. Very agreed. King Dice makes you fight like at minimum 3 mini bosses before you even